Welcome back to Home Hero. Today we're going to be talking about rates. There's a lot of things I want to say. We're going to look at a couple articles as well. And you need to know this. It's one of those times where it's like, I told you so moments without telling you I told you so. If you've been watching the last few videos, we've been talking a lot about rates, and it's because it's been so volatile and we've seen a lot of movement. Okay. So where are we now? Real quick, let me just drop the numbers to you. You're pretty much at 7% now. Conventional loans are at 7%. Well, 6.93. After it's all said and done, you're pretty much at 7%. And 15-year, you're around 6.43, if I'm not mistaken. And your FHA 30-year is right around that same 6.45 or so. So again, the lowest rate you can get right now is 6.5, and that's with a FHA, and you're pretty much in the sevens. If you have a great credit score, you're in the sevens. It's going to continue to climb, guys. We've been talking on this channel all about where we are, how real inflation is, how bad the recession is going to get, and how the opportunity window has just began to open. If you were one of my buyers, you know I've been coaching you guys. I've been telling you, if you can, hold on, save up, or if you have to make a move, you can still make a move happen, but be very strategic on what you buy and what you don't buy, and how much of your cash you're actually spending. So, with all that being said, let's jump into a few articles. One report says, inflation in America may be even worse than thought. No, it's not worse than thought. It's exactly as bad as we thought it was. Except now, some media outlets are being a little bit more honest and telling us, oh, the recession is real. Inflation's bad. Like that whole little moment of 2 weeks in January where we hit 5.5 and then climb back up. It's just literally for like the big shot up guys upstairs. It's like just a game, right? For us small folks, I mean, we just don't know what to think. But I'm telling you guys, inflation is real. I mean, now everyone's like on board to this. There were so many agents that were lying to clients, making videos about, marrying the house, date the rate. Don't care about this rate. Don't care about this. It's a great time to buy. Listen, for some folks it is, but for the majority of you watching this video, it's a horrible time to buy. Save your money. You might lose your job tomorrow. Let's be honest. I'm being honest with you guys, not because I'm hungry for commission, but because I know if I give you guys true, honest opinion, and not just opinion, but at this point facts, then you'll see it play out in real life, and hopefully down the road, if you've listened to advice, you're going to become stronger. You're going to turn around and make better decisions, and guess what? I'll be around, and I'll still be honest with you guys, just like I am right now. So, yeah, catch this article here. Many Americans believe inflation will get worse in 2023. This was end of January. It's the report from Fox Business. Will get worse. We again, yes, we all know it's gonna get worse. Why? Because you're feeling it. We're feeling it on our everyday purchases. I mean, I've talked to a lot of folks who are just doing their grocery runs, and they're like, at this point, it's a meme. Like, who can spend more at a grocery store? It's ridiculous. You like fill out half your cart, and it's like $150. Right? Again, we're heading in some pretty tough times, and I think we got to be really smart, especially in terms of real estate. Okay. We talked a lot about numbers last time, calculating a mortgage payment, and 0.5% of interest rate at this point is pretty much 30 to 40 grand. If you are a seller, if you have a listing right now that's live, this may mean that you might have to do a price reduction soon. This may mean that you might have to be a little more aggressive on your marketing and on your listing price because of the fact that the rates are climbing a little sooner than we thought. We didn't even have a Fed rate meeting. That's not scheduled until like the 23rd of this month. So another 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and rates are already having an effect. Why? Because inflation is catching up to the reality. It says, as Americans struggle with high inflation during the holiday season, this is talking about December, right? Many expect prices to become the norm in 2023. In fact, 40% of Americans believe elevated inflation rates will never come down, and 62% expect everyday costs will be higher in 2023. Yep. Check out the New York Times, guys. Inflation is higher than the numbers say. While government statistics say inflation is low, the reality is that the cost of living has risen during the pandemic, especially for poorer Americans. And then CNN says, this is the worst inflation in nearly 40 years, but catch this, CNN. But it was so much worse back then. It was so much worse back then? Okay, so it gives there's this chart, and I don't know if you could maybe if you zoom into video, but inflation rate is nowhere near historic peak. Come on, give me a break. Not not near, nowhere near historic peak. Like, where are you? Did you live in a cave? What do you mean it's not near historic peak? We are at the peak, if not living through the peak right now. Like, okay, so we're at 7%, right? And well, peaks in the 1970s and 80s were much worse. It talks about taking 40 years, the last 40 years and whatnot. And we even saw a period where there was a 15% rate. Yeah, but prices weren't half a mil as your lowest starting purchase price. Inflation wasn't the way it is right now. So don't give me this whole comparison of we're not at the peak when you're not taking everything into consideration. I don't know about you guys, but my income hasn't tripled, but everything else in cost has tripled. And home prices have doubled in the last few years. So, I mean, you can't just put out fake statistics like this and just hope people catch on to it, which sadly, a lot of people are reading the headlines and they believe that that's true. But yeah, I'm going to read a couple other sentences here. So, Presidents Gerald Ford and Jimmy Carter both tried and failed to bring prices under control. Ford's efforts included a Whip Inflation Now, or the WIN campaign, complete with shiny red buttons that did little to help with prices. What is Biden doing? Am I even allowed to say Biden? Am I going to get like shadow banned? Inflation hit 12.2% in late 1974, soon after he took office, nearly twice the annual pace of increase through November of last year. The inflation rate hit a record high of 14.6% in March and April of 1980. Today, the annual inflation rate stands at an unadjusted 7.1%, the highest 12 months change since June of 1982. Here's some of the key factors, and then goes on to some key factors and all sorts of other garbage. Guys, the news is lying to you. A lot of agents are lying to you. They're telling you to buy a house right now or they have been telling you. And maybe you're there, maybe you bought a house. I just hope you can continue your payments, and I'm just there with you saying, hey, hopefully your income is the same and work stays the same. For the majority of people, if you make this mistake right now and you buy a house and you're not financially prepped and you don't have good savings and your job is not stable, you may be losing your house a few years down the road. That's the true reality. And I'm being honest with you guys, and maybe for some of you guys you're saying, oh, you're just being pessimistic and you're just trying to, I don't know. I'm being honest with you guys. It's probably going to get worse. It looks like it's getting worse. We're probably going to enter a war. I'm not fear-mongering you into it. At this point, it's reality. We've got troops in Taiwan. We've sent another $10 billion to Ukraine. We're pretty much already we have been in the war. Putin did a speech the other day, and he's prepping his nation for all sorts of other stuff. And again, being very clear, I'm not pro any of the governments that currently are, leading the nations, whether it be America, Russia, Ukraine. All these leaders currently on the top there are corrupt. That's why we're in the economy that we are in. I mean, let's be honest. So will that change in 2024? Perhaps, perhaps not. But we're in 2023. We're in the first quarter, wrapping up first quarter here in a couple weeks of 2023, and we got a long way ahead. If you are a buyer, just don't jump on the bandwagon and rush it. Okay, this is where you need to be very smart. You need to think about the choices you are making, because they will have a direct correlation to your success in the family build of wealth for your family. So, the few cents there, a few nuggets. Again, we're back to 7%. Last time we were in the 7s was November. Actually, we were at 7.5. So we're getting pretty close. What to expect? Probably a slowdown in the market, because now, 0.5% later, people are 30 to 40 grand lower in purchase price. So expect some homes to come on the market. Expect homes to stay sitting on the market above 30 days, and expect people to price reduce a lot, or as a lot of agents these days like to say, price correction or price improvement. That's my favorite, price improvement. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna end with my. I think I found my end line, which is the best is yet to come. There's some. There's a joke there. Hopefully you didn't take that literally. But anyways, I'll maybe talk about that one other day. So with that, the best is yet to come. Until next time.